Hello, welcome to Biography TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. Biography of Ahmadou Babatoura Ahidjo. Since becoming an independent nation in 1960, Cameroon has had just two presidents. One of them is Ahmadou Babatoura Ahidjo, who happened to be the first. Ahmadou Babatoura Ahidjo was born in Garoua in northern Cameroon to Fulani parents on August 24, 1924. He attended a local government primary school from 1932 and obtained his school's certification in 1939. He then proceeded to secondary school at École Primaire Supérieure in Yaoundé. 3 years later, in 1942, Ahidjo joined the civil service as a radio operator for a postal service. His job took him to different cities throughout Cameroon, some of them in southern Cameroon. According to his official biographer, Ahidjo was the first civil servant from northern Cameroon to work in the southern areas of the country. Harvey Glickman, Professor Emeritus of Political Science at Haverford College and scholar of African politics, wrote that his experience throughout the country were responsible for imbibing in him a sense of national identity and prepared him to handle the problems of governing a multi-ethnic society that Cameroon is. At just 22 years of age in 1946, Ahidjo entered territorial politics. His growing importance in the politics of Cameroon was underscored when, in 1953, he was elected to the Assembly of the French, and he served in that capacity for 4 years. He was the president of the Legislative Assembly of Cameroon from 28th of January 1957 to 10th May 1957. In that same year, Ahidjo became Deputy Prime Minister in de facto head of state André Marie Mbida's government. In February 1958, at only 34, Ahidjo became Prime Minister after Mbida resigned. When Cameroon became an independent nation on New Year's Day in 1960, Ahidjo became the first Prime Minister. Later in May that year, he became the first president when Cameroon became a republic. On October 1, 1961, after a referendum, the Cameroon Republic and the former British Trust Territory of the Southern Cameroons merged to become the Federal Republic of Cameroon, and he became president of the federation. Ahidjo was re-elected to his second 7-year term as president as the only candidate of the ruling Cameroon National Union (CNU) on March 23, 1970. On the 6th of May 1972, Ahidjo announced his intention to abolish the federation and put a unitary state into place if the electorate supported the idea in a referendum, which was scheduled for May 20th of 1972. This event was christened the Glorious Revolution of May 20th. Though most people from the Anglophone region of the country were not pleased with this move, Ahidjo, being in the control of the CNU, was assured of the party's full support in this initiative. A month later, on the 2nd of June 1972, Ahidjo issued Presidential Decree number 72-720, which established the United Republic of Cameroon and abolished the Federation. A new constitution was also adopted, which abolished the position of vice president. In 1975, however, Ahidjo created the position of prime minister, and Paul Biya, his protege, stepped into that office, which more or less prepared him to take over from Ahidjo. Though many of Ahidjo's actions can be regarded as dictatorial, Cameroon became one of the most stable countries in Africa and attained some appreciable level of prosperity when compared with other countries in sub-Saharan Africa. On the 4th of November 1982, Ahidjo resigned in what was largely seen as an unprecedented occurrence. While there are many speculations as to why he resigned, health grounds is the most plausible and accepted. But even that has some conspiracy theories, one of such being that he was strict about his health by his French doctor. In any case, Paul Biya stepped up to become the president in his stead 2 days after Ahidjo's resignation. However, he still remained the head of the CNU and made arrangements for Biya to be his vice in the party. During the early months of Biya's administration, the relationship between Biya and Ahidjo remained amicable. In fact, Ahidjo dismissed 4 party members who were perceived to be opposed to Biya's presidency in January of 1983. However, later that year, a major dispute developed between Ahidjo and Biya. It grew so serious that on the 19th of July 1983, Ahidjo went into exile in France. Biya, showing the extent of the conflict between them, went on to remove Ahidjo's portraits from public places. Not done, on the 22nd of August, Biya announced that Ahidjo had been implicated in a plot to overthrow his government. Ahidjo in return accused Biya of abusing his powers, saying he was a threat to national unity. Efforts by foreign leaders to resolve the feud were futile. In February 1984, Ahidjo, along with 2 others, were sentenced to death in absentia for participating in an alleged coup. The sentence was, however, commuted to life imprisonment. Ahidjo never returned to Cameroon to serve the sentence anyway. Ahidjo spent the rest of his life in both France and Senegal. He was in Dakar, Senegal, when he died of a heart attack on the 30th of November 1989 and was buried there in Senegal. He was married to Germaine Ahidjo and they had 4 children. What have we missed out of this biography of Ahidjo? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share and subscribe to our channel.